I'm going to talk about tea as our theme. China has a long history of producing tea, so tea is one of the symbols of China. I think it is a good starting point for students to expose to Chinese culture. Here is the contents of this class. In my formal class design, there should be 4 lessons. In today, I will talk about the lesson 2. In the first lesson, I have talked about some basic knowledge about tea, such as the stroke of the characters, the common types of teas. For example, green tea and black tea, these are the same as Western cultures, but when talking about oolong tea and pearl tea, the pronunciation is from Chinese pinyin. In this lesson, we talk about the history of tea in China. Now, I will first introduce some videos about tea histories in China, and then I will set activities for students to explore more about Chinese history themselves. So, this is the process of the class. When watching videos, they need to take notes and they can do some research using ICTs for their group discussion. Now, let me introduce the background of tea. How China discovered tea. Tea is discovered by a person called Shen Nong. He was boiling water next to a bush and the bush suddenly burst flame. So the discovery of tea is kind of by accident. And Shen Nong later tasted the tea leaf water and find out the effort and can be used as medicine. So tea drinking and commercial cultivation spread from the Tang Dynasty, which is the ancient China. China has a long history to use tea as gifts given to foreign countries. So the spread of tea is very universal, and tea gradually become one of the 7 basic necessities of Chinese life. Now, this is the tea map of China. You can see that the main tea producing areas are in the southern east of China. So this is one point that students can looking at to find more about tea history in China. Now, after the research, I think students can develop their numeracy skills. When finding the history of tea in China, they need to read maps, analyze tables in the graphs. They will do calculations to transfer time between dynasties and transfer between Asian and Western time. Also, they do the measurement between units. When looking for maps, they also and the resources, they also use history and geography knowledge, such as tea should be grown in which temperature, with the mountain slopes, and in some areas, certain type of tea can only be produced in certain areas. Finally, I will talk about some tips when drinking tea. Drinking tea is very good because tea has medical value, which we have already mentioned before. And also after meals, it's good to drink tea. If you are losing weight, you can drink tea. For students,